I'm sorry, my child. I'm sorry I didn't write a script for you. I'm sorry. Goodbye. Yes, I know the video is
crap.
And I'm sorry. But anyways, today we're doing a video on a channel we've already talked about in a video we can forget about. So yeah, we're redoing the video I did about something's wrong with my gmod. A redux, if you will. Join my Discord.
Wake up! Wake up! Grab brush and put a little makeup! Have the sense to fade away the shake up!
Alright, so, first video, it starts with before and after I Dave and Bust. Then it cuts to the main guy setting up a Family Guy cutaway. A poster where Half-Life 1 Gordon chases Scientist 2, also from Half-Life 1. But then the scientist disappeared after the player went to go get water. Apparently this had already happened twice in the past. The guy walks around for the majority of the video looking for where the scientist went, but the cool bit happens at the end where epic jump scare! So yeah, there isn't much epic cool shenanigans on this video, but there is still a pretty effective jump scare. It got me at least. Something interesting I found is that about the 23-second mark, Scientist 4 is talking to what I believe is Scientist 2, the one that jump scares the player. Scientist 4 says,
"Don't you find me all rather fascinating?"
So yeah, that's cool, but otherwise there isn't much I can say about this video.
Living life in the life of a noob, I rarely use my gun.
In the second video, nothing much happens. The player was making a tutorial on how to pose ragdolls with the Scientist 2 ragdoll, who we'll just call Dr. Coomer for simplicity, and as an homage to Half-Life VR, but the AI is self-aware. Because that's what everyone calls him. At the end of the video, the ragdoll sits up because jump scare. Alright, the third video is cool, I guess. I'm using a comment from the original video I made. Thank you, Squared Animator 5199.
I know making an ARG is hard. But the dark room is such a cop-out to be scary. If you're making an ARG, don't just have a spooky haunted character. If you're making a haunted character who's alive, give it a reason to be alive. I just feel like this ARG sticks way too close to ARG formula.
Now, it only uses the dark room briefly, and it isn't even like to be super scary, but it does show a cool room and Wario apparition.
Every world is personalized and you're stuck in this one.
But yeah, this video is super duper scary. The jump scare is pretty good. It does a good job of building tension, and yeah, it's a good video overall. One thing I do like is that Dr. Kleiner leads the player into the dark room. It also looks really goofy. Oh yeah, one more thing. There's just one room with blood in it, very cool and spooky. In the fourth video, the player was making a poster just like he was in the first video, this time using the Half-Life 1 Dr. Kleiner model instead of the Dr. Coomer model. Then a radio fell from the sky and it started playing Morse code. Unfortunately, the player didn't understand what the Morse code said, so he didn't put a translation, but the comments sure did. So when it translated, it says, "You made me this way." Pretty scary stuff, I know. When the player turns around to look at the poster that he made, the ragdoll he was using changes from Dr. Climber to Dr. Coomer. Ooh, spooky. The video begins with the player doing random stuff until he dies. He gets teleported to a room that was in the secret room found in the dark room in the third video. This video mostly consists of the player just kind of sitting around in this one room until this door gets knocked down. He enters the room and it's kind of similar to that one room I mentioned in the third video that had blood in it. But then the player walks around a little more and Wario apparition. So yeah, Dr. Kuma Wario apparition appears and chases the player until the player runs into a wall and ends up back in the main area of GM Construct, and then his computer crashes.
Yeah, badass. Number. Roar.
The reason I clumped these three videos together is because they're all kind of similar. In the sixth video, the player was making a trebuchet, a classical gmod build, when suddenly, for no apparent reason, he decides to go through the building on GM Flatgrass, where Kuma jump scare! I like the seventh video a little more than the sixth video, because the player is in the research base from Half-Life 1, and for some reason there are no guards and only scientists, and there's only Scientist 2 models, or a million Dr. Kuma! Then the player messes up some popcorn, so Dr. Coomer head gets angry, and then the least effective jump scare in the entire ARG happens. In video 8, the player is simply messing around with some ragdolls, experimenting. Then another non-effective jump scare happens at the end. Well, at least non-effective because I'm expecting jump scares at this point. So yeah, not much happens in this video. But there is a comment that the creator actually responded to, which reads, "I have a solution for ragdolls going nuts. Just scare them with the delete tool. It should make them calm down. That will be revisited later." This is probably the most basic video in the entire series. It's the most formulaic to every single other Gmod ARG. Basically, it's just screenshots with the bad guy in them. Whoa, spooky! Then the camera zooms in on the bad guy, and then the video ends.
Smells like pee-pee and poo-poo in here.
It's gotta be Tony.
In video 10, he tries the comment I talked about when I was talking about video 8 earlier. He threatens Dr. Coomer with the delete tool, even though he has deleted Dr. Coomer multiple times, but I guess for convenience, this time Dr. Coomer reacts and sends the player to a room where this is on the wall. That's not going to stop me. Why am I critiquing the video in my script? This isn't a review.
Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol.
In this video, the player goes back to the secret room that was in the dark room. He finds some of his own bodies, seemingly from the numerous times that he's been killed by Dr. Coomer. And by numerous, I mean like twice. He keeps exploring until he eventually runs into Wario Apparition Dr. Coomer head again, where the chasing happens also again, until he eventually leaves the secret room and his game crashes. Also his whole computer for like a year. So yeah. That's everything Something's Wrong with My Gmod has to offer. I can't wait until another upload happens so that I can get free content, so that I can cover it. Yeah, I enjoyed remaking this video. It took a while. I hope actually having a script helped this video seem a little better. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to everyone featured in this video and everyone in my Discord. Bye. Also, sorry this video is so much shorter than the original.